What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Good to see everybody, and welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. And I am your host, Mr. Derek Forston, and I'm super excited because I missed you guys yesterday. So usually we go live on Mondays at 6 p.m., but yesterday was Mom's birthday, so we missed you guys yesterday. But Mom sends her love. And that was the reason why we didn't go live yesterday. Other than that, you guys know that we're really super consistent about that. So I wanted to make sure that I came tonight. Got a few questions that came through our email and through our chat channel. So I want to make sure that I come in at least for 30 minutes or so and drop some value. So if you love God, love people, and love real estate, you are right on time. We just got started right here at 6:01. Share the room with somebody, again, that loves God, loves people, and loves real estate, but want to know how to mesh them all together. So I literally spent some time today at a few of my ILFs doing some painting. So you guys have seen my ashy painted hands. I had to kind of rush home, jump in the shower real quick and jump on here, but couldn't manage to quite get all the paint off my hands. But anyway, that's a part of what we do. So we teach people how to take a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home, 3-bedroom, 1-bedroom, doesn't matter, and take people from homeless to hopeful. So again, if you ever dreamed of starting your own housing program, your own group home, ALF, this is similar, but quite not that, because a group home and an ALF requires a license. The ILF model in which we teach does not. So we're super excited about that. And again, we teach it all over the world now. We're super excited to say through our teaching, our coaching, we're in, 36 states now. So we're super excited about that. Over 400 now ILFs throughout 36 different states. So, and that's the teaching of it. So again, when you guys get yours under our teaching, you become family, and we just keep adding to that number. I do not have 400 ILFs myself. One day I will. But through the teaching of it, I oversee over 400 ILFs, guys, throughout 37 states, and we're super excited about that. Arizona is the latest new state. We haven't had anybody under our coaching from Arizona, but we just solidified a family from Arizona, so super excited about that. And then the other two families that just joined us, they're already in the state that we're already existing. So whenever we get somebody brand new, we always shout them out. So big shout out to you all. But again, I'm going to be here for about 30 to 45 minutes or so tonight. If you guys have any questions or concerns about how to do this, or what is it, or how in the world are we able to do it, or even like tonight's topic says, what is holding you back? Why haven't you gotten started yet? Especially if you've been somebody that's been around us for a while. Right? We want to definitely know about that. But if you're fairly new to us, not only do we want to say welcome to the newest way to do real estate, right? Again, this involves ministry, guys, the love of God, helping people, and social services. These are not group homes. These are not ALFs, which stand for an assisted living facility. We do something, again, guys, that's called independent living. And that is simply an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So guys, I don't have staff, right? I don't have state oversight. I didn't have to get permission from my state. I didn't have to get permission from my city. The only requirement to do this, y'all, is a big heart for people and the love of God. And also, if you got some patience and if you love real estate, that's also going to help you. But I'll tell you right now, if you generally don't like people, you're not a people's person, you lack patience, this particular real estate model may not be good for you, right? I talk about a lot of different models, but there is one model that we are absolutely good at, and that's the shared living environment, which again, adults, not the 16 and 17-year-old guys, right? Anybody from 18 to 118 can live in my place. Right? I jokingly tell people now, if you turn 119, you may have to go find you a place to live. But from 18 to 118, you got a place right here at Second Chance Housing, right? And notice I'm a walking billboard no matter where I go. I'm always advertising who I am and what I do. So it's not often you guys will see me with a shirt on that doesn't say Second Chance Housing, Forston Consultants, Power Stream Solutions, the Angela Denise Foundation, Digital Flow Solutions, like all of the businesses that we may own. You guys want to make sure that you're always being a walking billboard. So there's just some free game at you right there. Hey, Jamisha, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, Miss Teal. And welcome everybody. Good to see you. She said, hey, what's going on, big brother? Business in Christ. Hey, coach. Love that stuff. So again, man, you guys are in the right place. Again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, because again, the reason why this is such a cheat code to housing, unlike the group home, you got to get a license. You have to hire staff. You have to get state permission and oversight to do that. Guys, the biggest cheat code is that we don't need that because the people that we serve, they're independent. That means they cook their own bologna sandwich, right? They cook their own oodles and noodles. They take their own medications without the need for a nurse or a doctor or an LPN. And last but not least, probably most importantly, they take their medications without the need for my help. Guys, if you do any of that other stuff, that's what's going to involve the license piece. So again, I always get that out up front in terms of who we are and what we do, because I never take that for granted. I always want to make sure that I let you know that this is a model that you can house folks, the elderly, military veterans, teenagers aging from the foster care system, which means they're already 18, right? People that have jobs. That's a big one lately. The guy that's got a construction job but can't afford his own house, can't afford the apartment, can't pass the background check, maybe don't have first, last, and a double deposit. These are the people that we're housing. That was one of the questions that came in. Derek, what are the kind of people you guys can house with this particular model? Well, if you're anything like Miss Tia's got that luxury model, so she has only private rooms and looking for the working individual. Or maybe the person that has the guaranteed income from SSI and SSDI. But that is essentially, guys, kind of all of the different genres of people that you can house. Elderly, working individuals, anybody from 18 to 118 years old, guys. And again, just to be quite frank with you, I like to be honest, my favorite population to serve is the military veteran and the elderly adult. Right? Because I'm busy, just like most of y'all, got 1,000 things going on. And that particular population, they don't require that much. They just want a nice, clean, safe place to live. And if I can provide that, and then they pay the guaranteed rent, guys, we got a great agreement going on. Because again, the agreement in this model is that we're going to provide a safe, clean living environment. Their job is to pay rent all the time, on time, and sometimes early if you got the ability to. What an agreement, right? And again, you guys can become the solution in your city when it comes to affordable housing. But again, what is holding you back? So we're going to take a quick commercial break and we're going to come back and talk about some of the things that over the years of us coaching this, that people said that this was something that held them back. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. All right, we are back. And we are talking about how to start and run an independent living facility. But probably more importantly, we're also talking about what's holding you back. So a lot of people, actually about 15 people sent questions in this week, and it's all pertaining to what possibly can be holding you back. So I'm going to list them out and read them, and I'm also going to kind of go over each and every one of those. But if you have something that you want to put in the chat in terms of what's maybe holding you back, or what maybe you heard that can hold you back. Maybe you don't want to put yourself out, but maybe you just want to throw something in the chat for me to address it. So one of the things that came in already is that property ownership. Somebody said the reason that they haven't gotten started with this yet is because they couldn't afford to go out and buy a property. Well, guess what? Me either. So right here in this picture, as a poor social worker, y'all, making $28,000 a year, in my mind, it was like, how in the world am I going to be able to buy a place? Right? And by all means, if you're completely new to us, guys, obviously I'm jumping right into some stuff, but there's something that's scrolling below. Text the phrase more info to 407-326-0086, and that'll give you our introductory webinar. Right after that webinar, you can also schedule a call to talk to me in person on phone. So that's a free discovery call that we give everybody after watching the webinar. Now, we love for you to bring your questions here. But if it's something about like, Derek, you know what? I think I actually want to move forward with this, with the coaching. Let's give them a call and talk, right? That's kind of what that's more so for. But by all means, I love to answer questions. But again, guys, at that poor social worker making 28 grand a year, boy, God messed around and showed me a girl, y'all, that was making 41 grand a month doing this. But the difference was she was doing this in rats and roaches. She was mistreating people. Yes, I literally saw a lady housing people in rats and roaches, y'all, and she was still making $41,000 a month. Now, I do want you to put this in the chat. If you made $41,000 a month, would that change your life a little bit? Just a little bit. And I'm going to be the first one actually to put a yes in the chat. Because as I was making that 28 grand a year, I said, Lord, it sure would be nice to make 28 grand a month. You just showed me a lady that's mistreating people and she still make 41 grand a month doing this. So guys, that was my whole journey of getting into this. Y'all see me on the screen. That was me as the social worker. Guys, I did that job for 9 years before the light bulb came on. How crazy is that? How many times have you guys asked God for something or you've been praying for something, but it was kind of right underneath your nose and you kind of didn't know it? Here I am, the guy that was the social worker referring all of these clients out to people. And this one lady in particular, man, just begged people to show me what this was. And nobody wanted to show me. So I snuck around and I went to these places and I saw it for myself, y'all. And the one lady that I referred to a lot of the time, y'all, she showed me one thing and that's it. She just showed me one day how much she made doing it. She said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this. I was like, wow. Now, today, I'm grateful that she never taught me. But during that, y'all, I was upset. I was angry. I was mad. I was frustrated. All the names that you want to throw in that pot, I was all of that stuff because nobody wanted to show it to me. But I made a promise to God. I said, God, if you allow me to get into this and you let me change my life through real estate and helping people, I said, God, I'll go all over the world teaching it and I'll never take any credit. And that's exactly what we do today. And that's why we always say, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is how you mesh it all together by starting an independent living facility, a housing program that meets the affordable housing need and also feeds your family. That's what I call a win-win situation because all of us want to feed our family, right? The Bible said, man don't work, he don't eat. The Bible also says the poor and needy will always be among us. And it's up to us to take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow. How about if we can do that through real estate? That is powerful. And that's why I tell people, man, show me a better job, ministry, or business than this. Being able to be involved in real estate, doing God's will, helping mankind, being the answer to affordable housing, but also make enough money to feed your family at night. Because that's what we stand for. Put a number 7 in the chat if you also, that's something that you want to live by. First of all, we want to please God. We want to help people, right? We want to be respected by the community while we're doing it. And I also want y'all to make enough money to feed your family at the same time. Boy, that's a powerful mantra to live by. And that's biblical. So you can fight me, you can fight the word, or you can do whatever you want to do with that. But that's my prayer with everything that I do, y'all. I want to please God. Because if I do that first, Jamisha, everything else falls in place now. Please God, help people. And y'all, what's wrong with me wanting my community to respect me while I'm doing it? Miss Darlene, I want my community to also be like, wow, man, that young man really changing the lives of people. Not that I need that. But we all are human, Katara, and all of us like a little pat on the back, especially when we're doing something good. Because Katara, the moment we mess up, that's when they want to put me on the Channel 8 News now. Y'all, I done been on the Channel 8 News. I know what that feel like in a bad way. That's why all the good stuff we do now, we push it to the Channel 8 News. Because why not praise what we're doing? So one more time, real slowly, I want to please God. I want to help people. I want to be respected by my community. But y'all, I also want to make enough money to feed my family. How genius is that God meshed all of that together? And that's what this independent living facility model is like. And trust me, guys, real estate is a whole gem in itself. But when you do the kind of real estate that we talk about, where you take that same one asset, because y'all, I do both sides of this. I got a house in Georgia. Like we have investment properties. Got a house in Georgia right now, Warner Robins, Georgia, a mom, dad, 3 kids. And I just told y'all about 2 weeks ago, the dad left. He's out the picture now. Mom with the 3 kids now. And the 3rd kid is an arm baby, as we would call it here in the South. That means a little bitty baby Qatar that they just had not even 3 months ago. Arm baby. But that model, Qatar, that's only one income. This same 3-bed, 2-bath here in Orlando, I'm able to house 6 people and they all pay rent. That's why the independent living facility model is absolutely genius. So again, back, because I'm kind of going on my tangent again. Tonight's topic is simply, again, what's holding you back? Property ownership. Guys, when I found out I didn't have to own these places, ding, 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 ding. In fact, you guys are going to see me this week put a post out. Probably going to be Jess, my assistant, but the post going to say, here at Second Chance Housing, we're looking for another facility to continue the great work that we're already doing in the community. If you or you know somebody that wants to collect guaranteed rent, give us a call at Second Chance Housing. We desperately need another rental property. Y'all gonna see that this week, because I got another house that's now full again. Guys, this isn't rocket science. Sometimes it do take a little long to get it full, because that's everybody's question. Well, Derek, how long it gonna take me to get it full? Well, that just depends on how much of social media you're doing, how many hands you're shaking, how many babies you're kissing. That means, what are you doing in the community? Are we building and making relationships, or are we sitting at home praying to God that the phone ring? We got to do both. God, please make my phone ring every day with the need for housing, but also you got to hit the ground running. And I'm coaching to teach you all of that, but I teach all that right here on YouTube. That ain't rocket science. Our one-on-one coaching is people that say, Derek, I want you to hold my hand. And a lot of y'all done joined lately, especially during the month of November, doing this crazy sale. So don't forget, y'all, our coaching, all of it, all of our coaching is on a crazy sale for the month of November. That new VA service that we're doing now, crazy sale for the entire month of November, right? And it's all because of our birthdays. My wife's birthday, Shay, was on the 8th. I was on the 16th. And my mom, Forston, was on the 18th, which was yesterday. So we're all in November. So we usually do something real crazy between our birthdays and Black Friday. So for the whole month for us, everything that we do is on sale right now. And again, if you just joined us, we're simply talking about a shared living environment and how you can start your own housing program without the need for a license, without the need to own the property, without the need for state oversight. You don't need any of that stuff. The only real, thing you must have, guys, you got to be a people's person. You must love God. You must love people. And if you love real estate, ding, 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 you just hit the jackpot. I literally felt like I hit the lottery when God showed me this concept. I often tell people, there was a story years ago where a person thought I won the lottery off a scratch off. And I said, but no, I actually did. When God gave me this model and showed me that I can take a piece of real estate and do his will by housing the homeless, the needy, and the widow, and I could put multiple people in one asset. Guys, it's just like a multifamily. No different from me owning a duplex, triplex, or a quadplex. But I could go and take a 3-bed, 2-bath, 4-bed, 2-bath. I could take a 2-bed, 1-bath and house multiple people in one asset, and they all pay rent. That's the cheat code to this model, because the people that we're serving, unfortunately, y'all, they're not as blessed as you are. They can't afford to go and get an apartment, and they surely can't go buy a house. So we become the stepping stone to where they're trying to go. Now, some of my clients, they're going to do what we call graduate from me and get their own place eventually. But guys, I'll admit, over 85% of people that ever move in with me, there is no plan B. There is no graduation for them. They want and love, and all they can afford is this shared living environment. Now, some of them, quite frankly, will say, well, Derek, I don't want that 2 people per room thing. Derek, I'm a grown man, bro. I want something like that private room you guys talk about. So what you guys see on the screen now is what we will refer to as the private room. That's the guy that said, Derek, there is no way I'm sharing a room with another grown man, Derek. That's when I say, no problem, sir. We also have private and private suites. Which do you prefer? Private has no bathroom. The private suite has a bathroom. So again, back to the original question, what's holding you back? You buying real estate is not one of them. That was the biggest cheat code for me, y'all, when I found out that I can go out and rent or lease these places. When I found that out, game over. Because now, what's my excuse? Even as the poor social worker making 28 grand a year, y'all, I can scrape up enough money to go and rent a place. And then with me praying and talking to God, say, all right, God, it's on you now. Because if I get this money together, God, you got to make it work. Because God, I barely got this money. So there's a certain way to pray and talk to God to put a little pressure on him too. God, I don't want to be made to look like no fool. I'm telling people that you God Almighty, you know all, you do all, and there is nothing above you, and you can do all things. God, there is nothing impossible that you can't do, and you're going to make my program blow through the roof. Now, God, don't make me look like no fool in front of these people, because I'm telling them that you the one that are so great that can make this happen. Guys, I talk to God like that sometimes, especially when that pressure really on. All right, God, I'm confessing you. I'm telling people you're amazing and all these things you do for me. But God, my life right now ain't reflecting that. Had this talk just this week, and it's going to help somebody. And don't put nothing in the chat. Don't agree with me. Just listen right here, because you ain't got to put your business in the street. I'll put mine in the street. Sometimes you got to be like, God, man, you said. You got to remind God of what he said in his word. If God put this idea in your heart, it's up to him to make it come to pass. God, don't make me look like no fool out here. God, I'm a king's kid. God, I rep you all day long and tell people that you are God Almighty and there is nothing you can't do and you powerful. So God, make that reflect in my life and through the people I'm trying to help. That's a prayer, y'all. So when you want to get into this, it's not really all about you. This is that one time you get to build something that's bigger than you. Lord have mercy. I'm going to say that one more time. This is that one time, y'all, in your life that you get to, y'all, I got a bunch of businesses. I own 8 different businesses, y'all. I'm real busy. But this one thing between me housing the homeless and teaching it, guys, that's like my ministry. This is just what I do. Whether paid for it or not. And I'll admit it does help me feed my family. But just like I told God many years ago, over 6-7 years ago, I said, God, if you let me get into this, I'll go all over the world teaching this and I'll never take any credit. Why y'all think I come here every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday teaching this for nothing? Why you think there's over 625 videos on this very topic on our YouTube channel? It's because the promise I made. So every day my prayer is, God, I decrease so that you can increase in me. Because God, I want to help your people. And God, I need your help to do it. So God, I'm going to scrape up this money to rent this place. Now, God, it's on you now. Bring the resources. Bring the social workers. Bring the case managers. God, put my program's name on the lips of the right people. Does that make sense, everybody? Put a number 2 in the chat if that makes sense. Now, you can comment on that. But sometimes it's that person. Y'all ever read the book of Job? I literally just finished the book of Job, right? And boy, whoo, if you going through something, that is a recommendation of mine. You need to read the book of Job or go in that Bible app and put it on the way it'll read it to you. Now, I'm somebody that like to kind of hear it and read it at the same time. So I picked that ESV or that NIV version, and the way they talk it to you, it's like, man, it help you really understand it. If you going through a hard time right now, I highly recommend you read the book of Job. That man was an upright man, didn't do nothing wrong, was like God's ace in the hole. But boy, he went through it. But the story at the end says that he got everything back that he lost and got it back double. But there's so many different stories within that about sticking things out, about hanging on, not giving up. Right? Watch your mouth. There's power in that tongue. So be careful what you're saying around people. to people. Even when you're frustrated, right? Be careful. So again, last time on this last point, the obstacle for nobody here should be the real estate to do it in, because you can rent it or lease it, or you can play the HRA role, the housing referral agent, to where you're just using your cell phone and relationships to do this. So many years ago, when we first brought this out and taught it, you had to have a house to make this work. Now today, we got a 14-minute webinar called the HRA, and by simply following the instructions below, you get that in 14 minutes. And that explains how do you house the homeless and the displaced without the need for a property. You just need relationship. And hopefully that makes sense. Let's take a break, guys, and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forstonconsultants.com, click the tab that says webinars, and there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for a Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to forstonconsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show. Gentlemen, we are back. And thank y'all so much for being here too. We super appreciate it. If you know anybody that loves God, loves people, and loves real estate and want to know how to mesh them all together, make sure you share this room with them. And also, depending on where you're joining us from, put some hearts in the chat if you guys are enjoying the information. And by all means, if you're new to us, I got a free gift for you all, right? It's our latest ebook, right? So make sure you text the word new to that same phone number that's scrolling below. So just text AW to 407-326-0086, and you get our brand new ebook. It's literally titled, guys, The 12 Dumbest Mistakes I Ever Made When I First Got Into This. I don't want that to happen to you all, so I literally put it in an ebook, right? So you guys can get that for absolutely free. Just text the word new, N-E-W, that's it, to 407-326-0086, and I also got it scrolling below, just in case for people that stream this later, or for people that are maybe looking, but maybe not listening, because a lot of people just like to kind of look at our slides while they're at work, even if they can't have the volume on. So the next thing that we kind of heard about was a hurdle for people, what possibly could hold them back, is people that saying, well, Derek, I got a job. Derek, I work 8 hours a day. So just right now, for a prime example, Katara, I think Jamisha's in here. Let me see who else is in here. If you're currently if you're currently in here, Teal, who got 1,000 jobs and 1,000 businesses, Katara, same thing, please put in the chat where you located, the name of your program, and yes, you have a job. Because what they also asked in that was also, how can I get help while I'm at my 9 to 5 or that 12-hour job? So if you're new to us, you don't know this, but everything that we do, we believe in God first, virtual assistants next, and softwares and systems third. The second thing right after God Almighty is the virtual assistant services that we use, right? And what's so crazy right now, the month of November, we got this new done-for-you service, VA service, that we've never offered before at this crazy price. So it's naturally going to be $100 a week for the VA. But the way we're doing it now for the month of November, it's actually $50 a week. And if you know anything about the way it used to be, guys, you had to get your own VA from us, which we still gave you, but you had to get softwares and systems. You had to monitor that VA. That stuff also cost money. And the minimum was between $150 and $200 a week. So the new way that we got it is the done for you service at literally, guys, $100 a week. And a lot of people are loving that. But again, during the whole month of November, guys, that deal, if you get it in November, it never changes, right? So at $50 a week, you can also get that virtual assistant service. So like I said earlier, my wife and I own over 7 businesses, guys. I think it's 8 of them now. But guys, I can't be that great in all places in all times. But the VAs allow a lot of this to happen without me having to do anything, as well as digitalflowsolutions.net. So we also offer our digital marketing company to people that also come under our coaching. So you get the VA service, but you also get your website built out and your CRM system from us. So one more time, back to that comment though, right? People say, well, Derek, how do I get help while I'm at my 9-to-5 job? How can I run a business, Derek, being gone from my home base 8 to 12 hours a day? And the simple answer to that, again, is, guys, that VA service. So make sure that you guys check out va101.co. Again, that's va101.co. That's our website. But right now, that's not even listed on our site. Again, because it's so new to us. In November, we're just doing it crazily. If you text the word VA, in fact, I'll bring that prompt up now. There's a lot of people that's been asking about it. So let me just bring that up right now. There's a prompt that you guys can, I'll scroll that one for the scholarship. And then let me bring up that other one, y'all, because I want to make sure that you guys get it and I don't give y'all the wrong phone number. So here it is. So you guys could take CRM, and that'll also get you an appointment with our team to go over our software system and how they can build your website out. So no matter what you do, if you house the homeless or you fry chicken and sell it, don't matter. If you're a mechanic, doctor, chiropractor, right? Or you sell puppies online, doesn't matter. You also need a website presence. So at digitalflowsolutions.net, that's what we use, and that's the base of every business that we run. It's called Digital Flow Solutions. And again, guys, it's an all-in-one platform for any business that you have. That includes your social media, your phone services. You need a business phone, right? Your text messaging capabilities, voice drops, and 1,000 other things that I probably can't even name right now. Usually every Tuesday we talk about that, but since you guys missed me yesterday, Shay is busy right now not to be able to do her thing, so I came on to still talk about ILFs. But every Tuesday, make sure that you join us to hear about what we're doing at Digital Flow Solutions and how you can combine that virtual assistant and the software. Because remember what I told you guys, what makes us successful? God first, virtual assistants next, that are $5 an hour usually, and softwares and systems. Every Tuesday, we talk about all of that. So va101.co, not .com, but .co, and digitalflowsolutions.net. Those are the two main things that make all of this work if you have a 9-to-5 job or you just simply somebody that need help. So most of you guys are bad at social media, just like me. You're not consistent. You're not going to post 2 times a day, 7 days a week. But guess who will? That software system and these VAs. So again, the VA and the software, guys, allows you guys to be great while you at your job doing the thing that feeds your family now. Because eventually we want this thing to feed your family. But until we get it built, your 9-to-5 still feeds your family. So let the VA and these software systems run your business. Just like that AI bot that Shay introduced to y'all last week that answers your phone and does the whole assessment. Hello, what's your name? What's your diagnosis? You looking for housing? Ask you all of this stuff and then push the information to you so that you can call them back later. That's how you do that, guys. So don't let the ability of your job, because Tia just told you she's got jobs with the S on it. Jamisha's got a job. Katara's got jobs with an S on it. And all of these women that you just heard say that, they all own businesses. They got families. They got husbands. Children are involved. Family, church community. I always say this, man, what I like about the people that come around us, you guys are not lazy people. You're busy, but you just need some help. And most of y'all already got VAs because you're under us already. But if you're new to us, don't think my people I'm teaching are just so great. They are, but they all got some help. Every last one of them, right? So again, not only will you involve your family into this, but how great is it that you can hire a VA for right now, $50 a week? Now, the original price is $100, and that's still a cheat code. But during the November, it's just stupid. We're actually giving it away at that price. Honest to God, y'all, we don't even make any money at that level. I'll just be real honest with y'all. We want to help so many people alleviate the need or the thought that they got to get a VA 5 days a week, 6 hours a day minimum at $150 or $200 a week. We want to help. So from now on, that's $100 a week, y'all. But during the month of November, we making it stupid crazy, right? We're making it what I'll call a no-brainer. At $50 a week, you got your own assistant that can handle your social media, build your brand, do the research for social workers and case managers in your area of where you need to be calling and going. So all of these things that I will be telling you to do, but you at your 9-to-5 job. Let the virtual assistant service, let the AI bot, let these software systems do that for you. Does that make sense, everybody? Somebody type in the chat, just yes, that makes sense. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God has given you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise. All right, guys, we are back. And I'm answering questions in terms of what's holding you back. And we'll do a quick recap right now. The first one was the property. The property shouldn't hold you back because, as I learned many years ago, you don't have to buy it. Guys, you can rent it or lease it. And some people use the term rental arbitrage, where you can almost partner with somebody that owns the property. Maybe y'all go in together or having an agreement of how that works. So under our coaching, we teach all of that. But again, don't let the property or the thought that you have to buy the place, right? So that's the first thing that we're not worried about, and we're not going to let that hold us back. Number two, the question was there, how can I get some help while I'm at work? How can I run this thing while I'm working? Softwares and systems from digitalflowsolutions.net. Mary, if you can type that in the chat for me, digitalflowsolutions.net. Guys, we run over 8 businesses, and every one of them, the base of it is Digital Flow Solutions. Because why? It's got my phone. It's got my text messaging services. It's got all my social media. I can do one post, y'all, and it go out to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and YouTube at the same time. Guys, how convenient is that? I don't need DocuSign. I don't need MailChimp now. Everything that you can think of that can run a business. And again, I don't care if you're a consultant, if you're a chiropractor, if you're a doctor, if you fry chicken and set it out your front door, if you bake chocolate chip cookies. Guys, doesn't matter. Do you run a summer camp? Do you have a dance studio? Like, doesn't matter. We all need an internet presence, I'm going to say, in 2025. This year's gone. Yeah, we got some days left, but think about it. If you're in 2025 without a website, guys, you don't even exist. So make sure you go to digitalflowsolutions.net. You show me somebody that can beat our digital marketing system, and I'll be glad to talk about it, because there's different levels of it. But guys, even at the $37 a month level, which hosts your website and your CRM system, you still get the phone, the missed call text back feature, all of these things that, guys, we need, especially y'all ones that got a job. You guys that got a job, one thing that you can't afford in business is not to answer that telephone. If you sell a service, I don't care if it's honey buns, chocolate chip cookies, or tennis shoes, guys, you got to answer the phone. Whether you got a therapy business, a counseling business, or you consult people, you got to answer the phone. Because what do people do when you don't? They call the next person that they just Googled right behind your name. So if they're looking for housing, guess who they call? The next person when you don't answer. But lucky for y'all, the software system that we give y'all has an AI bot that answers every call 7 days a week, 365 a day, and needs no breaks, no vacations. They don't need Christmas off, Thanksgiving, New Year's, and none of that, because it's an AI bot that answers your phone every time it rings. How many of you could use that in your business right now? I don't care if you do hair, you do sew-ins, you braid, people weave in their hair, don't matter. You can't afford to miss. 3 of y'all put in the chat, I can't afford to miss calls. Because for many of us, that's how we feed our family. That's business. If somebody calling your phone to braid their hair, Jamisha, that's business. Jamisha, then 3 hours later, they call you for housing, Jamisha. You can't miss that call. That's business. Somebody feeds y'all family this way. Every business I have, guys, and nobody answer that phone, nothing else happens. They're calling for a housing. They're calling for a mobile detailing of their truck. They're calling for a website build out. They're calling for a virtual assistant. But y'all, if you're not answering that phone, it's going to be tough. So that was the help at work. Derek, how can I get help while I'm at work? How can I run this business, Derek, while I'm busy running my family, my needy husband, my needy kids at football practice and soccer practice and tennis practice? This virtual assistant and this software system that we give y'all in y'all package with our coaching. Next one. And I kind of mixed this one in, but somebody said, Derek, what's holding me back is the technology of it. Derek, I don't understand the technology that nowadays we need, meaning website, CRM system, the virtual assistant I just talked about, the social media posting. That's why for $50 a week now, we give you your own assistant who will post 7 days a week on your behalf, even when you in the bed sleeping, while you at the mall shopping with your kids, while you at the ball game park, while you at SeaWorld, Disney World, while you at the local barbecue with your family. You got somebody posting on your behalf about your barbershop, your nail salon. Notice how I'm naming all of these different businesses, y'all. Your painting business, which is all over my hands today, paint. Think about that. Your mechanic shop is being promoted every day. Your husband got an ice cream shop being promoted every day, but you can't afford to miss them calls. So again, digitalflowsolutions.net. Somebody please type that in the chat for me. Digitalflowsolutions with the S on it, .net. That's where you're going to go. And again, let's just say last night you had a dream that you should be baking chocolate chip cookies, but you need a website. Guys, you can get a website from my team for $97 and then $37 a month to host it on the World Wide Web. Whether somebody Google you in Japan or they type in your website in Istanbul, Turkey, or Detroit, Michigan, you pop up. That's why it's called the World Wide Web, www. Your website. For $37 a month, you mean to tell me that just for $1 and some change, we can't get on the World Wide Web? Because that's the first step for a lot of y'all. Well, Derek, I can't afford the coaching right now, even though you got it on sale. No problem. Can you start with a website at least? Because when you begin to talk about this thing, you need something to guide people back to. That's one of the questions that also came for this week. Derek, how do people know I'm legit? The internet presence, the social media marketing. Guys, 25 years ago, business was done through a handshake and word of mouth. Maybe 35 years ago. Today, people look at your social media and your website. Who would have ever thought that we would have got to a day, Katara, where the bank will give you a business line of credit because of how many Instagram followers you got? See, some of y'all don't even believe that. You now today, these people that got millions of followers, 890,000 followers, 2 million followers, 3.8 million followers, they can go to the bank, y'all, and get a line of credit because the bank understands through social media that person can sell a $1 product and get that gum rich. See, I'm giving y'all business coaching now. Juliet, good to see you. Juliet, do you understand what I'm saying? Without that internet presence, you almost don't exist. That's why with every coaching package we have, including the DIY, guys, we build your website because we want you to be noticeable. I think that was the Foster family, Foster. You guys asked, Derek, what's the first step? If I can't get the coaching, you need a website, big bro, because I'm still going to teach you and guide you to talk about this every day. Advertising on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, start a YouTube channel. But what can you guide them back to, Juliet, to show them that, man, I'm real. This is what I do. It's that website, y'all. It's the social media. Most of y'all are on this channel right now and bought coaching from me. You're my family now, or you own this channel because you found me on social media. None of y'all walked to my front door and said, hey, Derek, I want to meet you. I guarantee you, every one of y'all in here right now found me on either YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram running my big mouth talking about how you can change your city through affordable housing, and they're called independent living facilities. I dare y'all to call me a liar about that. Juliet, how did you meet me? Katara, how did you meet me? Darlene, where did you see me at? I dare any of y'all tell me anything. Jamisha, where did you find me? The Foster family, where did you guys first meet me? Tia, how did you find me? I guarantee you it was on some source of social media. I can show you hundreds, I almost could say thousands, but hundreds of posts from social workers, case managers that start out like this. Derek, I was on my lunch break, and I jokingly say sometimes, eat my cheese sandwich. And Derek, I got a caseload of 15 people. Boy, my boss is on my back. Derek, 8 of them need somewhere to go tomorrow. And Derek, I saw you on Facebook talking about how you guys house the homeless for people that are independent. Derek, can you come and interview these 8 people? Derek, I know you may not take them all, but Derek, if you could take 2 or 3 of them, boy, that'll sure help me at my job. Guys, I used to be that same social worker, so I know they ain't lying. They telling the truth. Juliet, they was on their lunch break, scrolling through and saw a post that said second chance housing that I didn't even do. Lord have mercy. Somebody gonna miss this whole point, and I'm praying they don't. So for the guy or the lady that says, well, Derek, I'm not very techie. Well, welcome to my world. Neither am I. That's why I got a team of VAs that help me. So the VAs are the cheat code to your life and your business. Because again, that VA, guys, is going to be able to do a lot of stuff that you can't do. Take screenshots of all of this stuff because I'm not going to read it all, but they work from remote location and support your business or an individual. That's what a remote worker is. This allows businesses to focus on core activities while delegating administrative responsibilities. Guess what that really means, Juliet? That means I'm going to give you all of the stuff I don't have time to do, all of the things that I don't know how to do, then I'm going to give it to this VA. Katara, that's what that really means. Katara, you got a job. You got jobs with an S on it. Katara, you own businesses now. Katara, you're involved in real estate now. Katara, you got a husband. You got family that lean on you. Katara, you're involved in your community. Katara, how can you be so great? But for one, for God Almighty first, because we never override that. God first. But guess what's right underneath God? Katara's VA and her team. Her team translates to her family, her sister, husband, other people who she's pulled into this thing. From day one, it started as one person, Katara and me, coaching together. But now today, oh, there's a team now. Katara's got an assistant, an administrative assistant, a social media manager. She's got a husband and a sister. She's got a team of people now that when she at work, somebody else can overlook the place and just kind of go check on things. And the VA does all of the phone calls, all of the social media. That's how Katara's so great. Katara, I just told your secret. But guess what? It's all about our secret, Miss Juliet. Y'all like to think I'm just this great guy that's got all these businesses. Yeah, I do. Great. But guys, without God Almighty, I am nothing. But with God, I can do all things. And most of y'all think I'm a genius because of him. But right underneath God, y'all, because I'm not techie, my English isn't super great. So it means even the things that go out and type and memos, God, I don't get involved in that. This is what I'm saying. Now put this in words, my assistant, and make it sound better so that I don't offend nobody. I'm not great at social media. I don't answer none of my phone calls to none of my businesses. Now, I'll admit, Power Stream Solutions, that newer one with the pressure washing, I answer some of that. But Second Chance Housing, Digital Flow Solutions, Forston Consultants, most of y'all get transferred to me. Because, guys, I'm busy doing exactly what I'm doing now, pouring into people all day long and housing people. But that's why I have an assistant, so that allows me to be great in my community. So that's what I'm saying, guys. The VA and the softwares and systems will allow you to be great in your community. Because most of us try to be all things to all people. Don't put it in the chat and don't raise your hand. But to your own self, how many of y'all truly got your family that leans on you? Your kids lean on you. Your husband lean on you. And most of y'all are women in here tonight. So I know y'all got a bigger role than we'll ever understand. You got children. And you got the stresses of life just on you in general, just for being a female. So I don't take none of that for granted, but that's why we need help. Somebody type in the chat, help. In fact, I'm going to be the first one, HELP. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if it can come at $50 a week during the month of November, and if you get it in November, you never change to the regular price of what it's going to be, which is only $100, which is still a cheat code. Can you imagine paying $400 a month for your own assistant? That's crazy. That is crazy. But during the month of November, it's only $200 because it's only $50 a week. Lord have mercy. Anyway, there's one more point. And as y'all see, I enjoy this. I get loud. I get all animated because I love it. I love to help people. And most importantly, I love to see other people's lives change through what God has given me. Guys, I was the poor social worker. And now I jokingly tell people today I'm somebody. Now, I jokingly tell people years ago, 7 years ago, y'all, I was just kind of just a, regular Smojo. But how many of you know that we were born to be above the rest? God made us special. But I'll admit, y'all, I didn't become nothing until I got this housing program. My community respect me. My church family respect me. My city respect me. And when people think of housing in Orange County, Central Florida, they think of us. How great is that? And watch this, because we laugh and we joke and we play all the time. But watch me be serious for 2 seconds. Guys, there are some people that we work with right now in my city that don't even know me. They only know Jess, my assistant. How many of you on this call tonight have either spoken to Jess, you've been transferred by Jess? Guys, over a year and a half ago, I turned my entire program over to a VA. Some of y'all may think that's crazy. God and I built Second Chance Housing many years ago. But over a year and a half ago, I turned that entire program over to Jess. Guys, Jess is a virtual assistant in the Philippines that answers all my calls, does all the assessments, makes all the decisions about who moving in, because I trained Jess to be me. Lord have mercy, I hope somebody feeling what I'm saying tonight. Guys, do you realize that this is more so for the person that has the job? A lot of you guys got a 9-to-5 job and there's nothing wrong with it. I got a bunch of jobs. Trust me. None of them just happen to kind of like clock in and clock out. But guys, I'm busy every day and won't even turn down a job if it's the right one and come during the right working hours. If a man don't work, he don't eat, y'all. Understood? So again, back to that other question, Derek, how can I run this business, this ministry you talking about, and Derek, I work 12 hours a day? Well, first of all, you got to remove the excuse, remove laziness, get a software and systems and a virtual assistant, and it's absolutely possible. But you still got to put your hands to the plow. Why you think I pray for y'all health every time we end this thing? For the mind of Christ and for an able body. Because I don't care who you are. Boy, sometimes it's hard to do the will of God and what he's called you to do if your body ain't lining up with what he's called you to do, meaning your body ain't able. And sometimes even with the mind of Christ, because the people that can't physically do, they can still pray, they can give advice, they can consult. But boy, you are doomed if you don't have the mind of Christ and you don't have an able body. You are almost useless in the kingdom if you without those two. Hopefully that makes sense. You are almost useless to the kingdom, guys, if you don't have the mind of Christ and an able body. Because even without the able body, if you got a mind of Christ, you could be a prayer warrior. You can still be a consultant. You can be a bunch of stuff. But boy, you let that mind of Christ go, you in trouble as an individual. Okay? So one more time, guys, the virtual assistant service is the absolute cheat code to your life and your business. Scrolling below right now is a phone number. If you text the word, just the phrase VA, virtual assistant, to that phone number, and it's 407-809-8215, that'll set you up with a phone call with my team so that we can talk about how you want to get started with that. Whether you fry chicken and sell it, whether you bake chocolate chip cookies, or you're a consultant, or you house the homeless, doesn't matter. Whatever you need this website or the VA for, we'll build it to that specification. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, so we talked about property. We can rent or lease. Technology is not a barrier because we give you the technology that you need with the training and a VA to help you run it when you don't understand it. How can I get help at work? Again, that's that VA. And then the other barrier, and this is the very last one, and I'll take any questions that you guys have. They said, Derek, what's holding me back is that I thought I had to have a license. And then one family said, Derek, a license. So again, one more time, for our model, which is the independent living facility model, guys, it does not require a license. You do not have to own the property. So these are not group homes. These are not ALFs. These are not IDDs. These are not your traditional group homes. None of that stuff that requires a license and state oversight. This is not that. These are independent living facilities. And the most important word to all of that is independent, which means they live and they thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So again, I just told you in less than 15 seconds the cheat code to start your own program that's different from what you always thought, that you had to have a license to make this happen. That is absolutely not true. And just for the foster family, really quickly, you guys asked what would also be a great starting point besides the website, this ebook bundle. So these are the first two books that I ever wrote: How to Start an Independent Living Facility in 10 Easy Steps. And then the sequel to that probably came about a year and a half later, that says, I have an ILF, now what? Meaning that I got it now what I do, right? So a lot of the things that you need after the fact is in that book. And by all means, please combine that. And this is only $97, guys, but please combine the newest ebook that we just wrote simply by just texting the word new. So if you text the word new to 407-326-0086, and I'm scrolling that now below, you can get that book for free. It's called How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. And again, avoiding the 12 dumbest mistakes that I made when I first got started, including that $40,000 lawsuit that I went through. So if you want to avoid a $40,000 lawsuit, get that book for free. Because even when I changed that book for $37, I'm going to always be able to tell people I can save you $40,000 if you spend $37. That's a heck of a deal, y'all. And also to keep you off the Channel 8 news in a bad way. The only way that I want you on the news under our coaching is for them congratulating you for all the great work that you're doing in the community. Does that make sense? Okay. Foster family, I want you guys to watch this real quick. Katara, you can shout this video out anywhere you want in the chat, but foster family, you guys asked me something that I want you to see that's already in this video. Watch this and we'll come back.
To a 2022 report, an estimated 359 veterans across our state face homelessness.
Transitions Homeless Shelter is opening a new dorm to help get some of those veterans off the streets. News 19's Becky Buds reports.
2 months ago, Navy veteran Zachariah Shaheed found himself without a place to live before Transitions Homeless Center took him in.
Concrete is not somewhere anyone wants to be.
Shaheed was one of the 359 veterans across South Carolina facing homelessness, according to the latest National Point-in-Time Homeless Report.
I'm just thankful and grateful that I've become one that's not of that statistic now.
A new dorm at Transitions aims to bring that number down in Columbia.
28 more beds, 28 more options. That's going to help put a dent in the problem.
CEO Craig Curry says the program is providing 2 case managers, mental health services, food, addiction services, and more to each veteran. Each veteran will be able to stay for around 3 months.
In the end, you really want to place people into permanent housing, which is the name of the game.
Curry says they've already filled half the beds and expect to be at capacity soon. He adds it's being paid for under a Department of Veteran Affairs funded program.
We've had a population of homeless veterans here always, but now with these new contract beds, we'll be able to better care for them.
Next week, Shahid is moving into his own place thanks to a VA subsidized housing program.
I have some pretty good irons in the fire going for myself here, and I'm.
So again, guys, to the foster family, I just wanted to show you that because that's exactly kind of what you were asking me. And people always kind of ask this question, but it's always in a different way. But the gist of the question is always, Derek, why are we needed? Why would somebody want this particular model? So did you see the inside of that foster family of how it's still the twin bed model, but in that one room, there may be 25 beds. He even named and listed how many beds they hold in that place. So can you imagine being a stepping stone for a place like that, that when people graduate and have to leave, they still need somewhere to live? Ask Katara, how does she know about that place? Because if I'm not mistaken, that place is in South Carolina, close to where Katara lives at, and Katara is now one of their favorite vendors, as I'm gonna call. So under our coaching, we love to teach and show people how do you become a preferred vendor to a specific place. And I'll admit, a lot of it is just showing up, ladies and gentlemen, right? There's some verbiage that goes in there and a lot of other stuff that I can throw in there for coaching wise. But to be honest with you, guys, you got to show up, right? So Katara, again, if you're here, you can shout that place out in the chat any way you like. Katara does business with them in terms as far as what I know. And Katara, I actually spoke to somebody today who I think literally just joined us, and I'm gonna let him shout it out. But I'm hearing some really great things about you, Katara, in terms of what you're doing. You're not only housing the homeless and the displaced, but because you're full to capacity now and you're looking for your next property, you're now doing the HRA role, the housing referral agent. So guys, if you don't know what that is, that means Katara is still housing the homeless, but she didn't need the property to do it. She made a referral to somebody else who now has to pay her a referral fee. So the HRA guys, again, one more time, we give y'all that in a 14-minute webinar, really right on our website. So do yourself a favor and make sure you watch the webinar. I'm actually going to put that back up on screen as well. And all you got to do is just text the phrase more info. That's MOREINFO to the phone number 407-326-0086. And that'll also give you the HRA webinar, Housing Referral Agent, and the ILF webinar of how to run, operate, and start your first ILF. So I just super love how I'm hearing that Katara is being a HRA to somebody else. And what's cool is that they're both under my coaching. So look how not only do they get the coaching from me, but you also get family that surrounds you. Guys, we're in 37 states now. So there's a great chance that when you lunch, there's somebody already close to you that's already doing this. What if they can also refer to you to catapult your program? Because from what I'm hearing, Katara is kind of what she just said in the chat. She is blessed to be a blessing, which means she's full to capacity, can't take anybody else, but is now referring to my other guy, who's my brother. Boy, this is powerful. And filling his place. And Katara gets paid for it. And my guy Harry gets clients. That's what the HRA is, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why it gives no excuse to why most of y'all should start this tomorrow. And our DIY coaching, guys, is on a crazy sale. The normal price is $997. You guys can get our DIY for only $497. And that involves the HRA training. It's a whole course and curriculum, SOPs, everything, and you can still get the VA services with it. So make sure you do that. right? And for the Foster family, you guys asked about the one-on-one coaching. Yes, you heard it right. The one-on-one coaching, guys, is completely half off. So the original cost is $7,500. The one-on-one coaching is $3,750. But during the month of November, as long as you text the word scholarship to the phone number that's scrolling below, you can literally get it a little lower than even than that. Okay. So if you desire our one-on-one coaching, if you've been kind of hanging around when it was always either 15 grand or 7,500, now is the greatest time ever. I always tell people the month of November is always the best time to buy anything from us because it's always including our birthday sale, Black Friday, Thanksgiving, and again, a bunch of birthdays. So we do the whole month of November. So no matter what coaching plan you want, no matter what service you want, just cut it in half when it comes to price. But specifically, the coaching products, all three of them, have the opportunity to go even lower once we have that phone call. So if you text the word scholarship, the 407-326-0086, you can absolutely get a chance to get the ILF Mastery Blueprint at a crazy discount that's already discounted. Okay. And also for the young lady that I spoke to earlier today, Miss Angela, I hope you're here. She asked a great question that I want to make sure that everybody understands this, because a lot of y'all don't know that we do this. But if you got a partner and y'all want to share that cost, no problem. Okay. Some coaches actually don't like that. Some consultants don't allow that. They want everybody to buy their own package. We kind of don't mind, right? We want you to have an accountability partner, a buddy. So if you got a business partner, a cousin, a brother, or somebody that you want to learn this skill set from in terms of housing the homeless and the displaced, let us know. We absolutely want to help you guys do that. And again, if it helps with costs, let's go. Okay. So Qatar says that she visits that place 3 or 4 times a week. And that's what a preferred vendor looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Not only do they count on her to do that, they count on her to be there. But Qatar is also smart enough to know that that's what keep her funnel system going. So people say, well, Derek, where are you getting all these people from? Qatar's created her own funnel system, y'all, from that very place that I just showed y'all online. Okay. And just for Katara's sake, I'm gonna probably stop even playing that video now. I'm gonna just leave Katara there and let that be her stomping grounds. And I'll pull a different one, sis. I just thought about that right now tonight. I'm probably that's my last time probably showing that particular place, especially because you've gotten so grounded there. And we'll find another place in South Carolina just to talk about. But I challenge anybody, whatever city or state that you're in, because that's how that started, y'all. Somebody challenged me to say, well, Derek, does it exist here, 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 here? So we end up doing probably about 7 or 8 different states at the time. I know we did Atlanta. I think we did Maryland. We did DC. We did the DFW area over there in Texas. I think we did Alabama. So if you're in a specific area and you want us to pull footage on where homelessness is and how you can help, type it in the chat or even just text it to that number that's scrolling below. We want to make sure that we give you footage of your area, maybe of what you're thinking it doesn't exist. I guarantee you my team will find it, because I don't care where you live at. All 50 states, housing is a problem, and you guys need to be a part of solving it, okay? So that's my promise to Katara. I'm going to take that video down. I'm going to let that be her stomping grounds now, because she is super grounded there amongst a bunch of other places, and I don't want other people smooching off her place. So, and that's also what you get when you're family. So Katara's family to us, because she's got our coaching. She's been to all of our master classes. She comes to, now, Katara did come to my June event now. I am a little salty about that, but Katara came to every other thing that we ever throw. Lucky for her and unlucky for us, Katara got the opportunity, y'all, to orchestrate, to conduct, what's the right word, sis? To manage, there's another word for it. To help me, sis. She was over a wedding, y'all. She was a wedding planner. So not only were these people probably friends and family, this was a great opportunity for Katara to do her other skill set that a lot of y'all don't even know about. But what's that role called, Katara? Not manage, not conduct. What is it? Coordinate. I think that's it, right? Coordinate. I think she had to coordinate a wedding that weekend of June. But other than that, Katara is someone that I often pick on out loud in a good way, because I want y'all to hear how people come from what I'll call a zero. Guys, Katara came to us at a zero. Didn't know what this was. She just heard it and thought it sounded good. But today, and because of her heart for people, her love for God, because remember, I told y'all that's the only prerequisite, y'all. And as far as I know, unless Katara tell me wrong, she loved God, she loved people, and she has fallen in love with real estate. If you love them three and you got some patience, and if you ever met Katara, you can just tell when you meet her, she got patience. Katara's very soft in spirit, right? For anybody that's ever met her, she's very soft in nature and spirit. Guys, these are the kind of people that naturally do well at this because they understand the kind of people we serve. If Katara was arrogant, but boisterous, loud and crazy, and didn't care about people, if she lacked patience, guys, this wouldn't work. So I don't joke when I tell y'all that it takes patience, the love of God, and the love of people. Because Katara, tell these people in the chat, everybody you house ain't gonna be an angel, Katara. Katara, how do you know that now? Not only from my coaching, but you've seen it for yourself, sis. Katara has a lot of great people, y'all. But do you think everybody she's ever moved in with this saint and this angel? I guarantee you through my coaching, she's had to evict somebody, kick out somebody, or whatever you want to call it, or transfer them somewhere else. So guys, we ain't gonna paint it all roses all the time. I go through some knuckleheads, y'all. Trust me. And I've been in this long enough now. Katara, I'm so patient now about who I bring in, because I know, boy, once I get that knucklehead, it's gonna be hard to get rid of him. But if you get the right people, that's why I need another house right now. That's why Katara need another house right now. See what I'm saying? Like that. So I want you guys to kind of take on where Katara came from, a zero to a hero. Now that sounds all corny, right? But that's kind of what it is. Katara met me day one, didn't know what this was. Took the coaching, took the training, came to the master classes, came to the conference, and now she's got a team behind her that can do this. Because guess what y'all also don't know? Because I'm finna tell her business now. Katara just came off a vacation, y'all. How you think Katara can take a vacation with all of this stuff going on in the background that I just told y'all about? She got a family, husband, team, VA, businesses, jobs, community depending on her, church leadership, all of that stuff. How could she do that without the assistance from the VA and the software system, guys? Katara got people answering her phone while she on the sailboat. Because even I text her when I say, hey sis, just a few questions. Sis didn't hit me back like usual. Hit me back the next day and said, Derek, so sorry, but boy, I was on a cruise. I said, oh Lord, no problem. Because that's what I want to hear. You're doing well and you're spending time with family now. That real family that we talk about, the loved ones, that immediate family now. Time to breathe, relax. Because sometimes Katara got to deal with a knucklehead or the guy that don't follow all the rules. So don't get it twisted, y'all. We talk a lot about the good in this, but I got a lot of videos too on the bad side of this. And the first one, that if you start this without coaching, you get into this without coaching, and trust me, it'll be a nightmare you don't want to relive. Now, some people prefer to learn that way. Stump their toes, stomp their feet, and keep it moving. I built a couple things like that, but I swore to never build another business from scratch, y'all. I'll probably never do that again. I own a lot of businesses. I do a lot of stuff. But guys, what I know today about business and VAs and softwares and systems, I'll probably never start another business from scratch. Ever. Why would I when there's so many things that are already in place? So many businesses that are already out there that you can take over and intertwine the VA, intertwine the software system. We used to have rooms on that all the time. Buying a business that's going out of sale or out of business that just need to be blow some life into it. Most businesses and older people that have them don't have the technology in it, don't have the VAs that are helping. So when you take it over and you intertwine that, boom, the business revitalizes itself through software systems and virtual assistants. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much it for me tonight. I'm going to check the chat real quick to make sure I didn't miss anything. Qatar says, oh, no, we've experienced our share of knuckleheads. Exactly. And that's what we kind of refer to them as, because there's a bunch of other names that we could use. But I jokingly use the term knucklehead when we're dealing with a tenant or a client that's not quite following the rules, right, Katara? But through our coaching, she know how to deal with it. She know how to evict people the right way. She know how to evict people and not even have to do paperwork. How's that possible? Coaching, word game, right? So anyway, Qatar said it's okay to play it, bro. There are plenty of people that need help. I know, but I want them to come to you first, and then you issue out. That's your hub now. So congratulations. That won't be seen again on my channel unless they watch a replay. Because now, sis, not only are you the housing person, you're the housing person. You're the housing referral agent. Because watch this. I don't care if you guys go and get 55 houses tomorrow. Guess what I really want Qatar to be, y'all? The housing referral agency. I want Qatar to have one hand. Her left hand is going to buy all this real estate, renting and buying and leasing real estate. Katara's other hand is filling these beds. I teach y'all all this all the time, and I'm going to say it really slowly. I don't care if God bless Katara tomorrow with 100 houses. I'm not moved by that. I'm moved by Katara being the housing referral agency that all the calls come through. So if you do get 100 houses, you can fill them all. You guys see why I put so much stress on the HRA program, which is only $497 right now under our DIY service? Guys, I don't care if you got one house, 0 houses, or 100 houses. When you become the housing referral agency where all the calls come through, boy, you can dance and do all of that now. So, Qatar, that's what I want you to be. I am so grateful to God for you and your family, for the coaching, all these houses you keep getting. But Katara, what I really want you to be is the hub. Now, I'm jokingly saying about that whole video thing, but I'm serious. I want that place to be your hub where they only call you. Katara, guess what I said? I'm going to give Katara some live coaching right now and let y'all hear it. Katara, you know what I used to do? I used to literally go to hospitals, and once I got in real good, the way that you in good there, I would say, Mr. Jones, Miss Sherry, I would appreciate that if every client you guys get, every referral, they all come through me. Because I've established myself so much now here in the South Carolina area that I've also branched off, and there's other people that do this around us. Katara's got the right to do that because she's under our coaching. I would say, Mr. Jones, can you just call me for everybody? Let my team do the assessment, and then we dish out where they go. Oh, and Mr. Jones, by any reason, if we can't house somebody, we just gonna call you guys back to continue to look. But we're so established now, Mr. Jones, I'm gonna make it easier for you and your whole team. You guys call me for everybody. That's usually a private phone call that I would have with Katara. I'm gonna let all y'all hear that. Katara, I did that to a lot of places. Katara, why you think we're building this whole association now? Some of y'all just keep hearing us say it, but that's what that means, Katara. If you in Central Florida and one day the whole of Florida, no placement comes to you if it didn't come through us. Now somebody saying, wow, boy, that sounds cocky, Derek. Why would you say that? Y'all, I'm building it that way. That's my dream. I want to help so many people, especially the people that are under us, Katara. Anybody that's ever took our coaching, y'all should be in this association that we're building, because every hospital would be mandated to call us, and then we issue out where they go. Lord have mercy. Somebody type in the chat, I received that for my city. Because that's just not for Katara. I'm just picking on her tonight. Sis, that ain't just for me in Florida. Somebody, 3 of y'all right now, I hope 10 of y'all do it, but 3 of y'all right now, type in the chat, I received that from my city. How powerful is that every hospital, for every discharge, call your phone? Lord have mercy. That's why you got to build the relationship, y'all. And some of the relationships are with the people that already have the real estate. Katara, you've gone so far in this now that your job ain't to keep finding people that are social workers and case managers, sis. I'm letting y'all hear me coach her personally now. Sis, you should be finding more people who have real estate. Because remember, sis, one day through our prayers, every call in South Carolina and Columbia and all the places you at coming through you, sis. They don't call nobody else but you. Tia, same with you in Polk County. Lord have mercy. 3 of y'all typed that in the chat. I received that for my city. Mary, why can't everybody call you for placement? Now, Mary, watch this. Y'all don't know this, but me and Mary are in the same city. But why can't everybody call Mary? There are millions of people in Orlando. Split it up. I ain't no Mary. Every one of y'all should be typing in the chat, I received that for my city. Because again, one more time, the HRA is the most powerful product we'll ever have. Because it teaches you how to get your phone ringing, that if God bless you with 100 properties tomorrow, your prayer should be, God, let every call in this city come through me. So the knucklehead, the good guy, the old guy, the lady, the gentleman, the female, the male, the transgender, whatever, every call comes through your program. Lord have mercy. I received that for my city. Because when people think of affordable housing, Katara, they should think of you. Tia, when people in Polk County thinking of a housing, we should call Tia. I know you got 3 kids, ma'am, and you got one on the way, but Miss Tia don't really do that, but they so helpful. Just call Tia anyway. She probably got a resource. That's how people do us, y'all. They know good well on house women and children. They know good well on house pregnant women, but guess who they call all the time? Because guess who answers that phone and gives them a resource to something we don't have? Jess. Thank you for calling Second Chance Housing. How can we help? Oh, ma'am, I'm so sorry. Our independent living facility model is not equipped for women and children, but I do have 3 resources that I want to give you. I can give them to you verbally right now, or I can email them to your best email and phone number as a text, because we give y'all Digital Flow Solutions as your software system. You can do all of that. So now look how I still became a resource, Jamisha. Jamisha, I don't house women and children. I don't house the pregnant lady with 3 kids, but I can give her a resource to people that do. And really, it ain't even me, y'all, because I'm busy doing this right here, teaching y'all. Jess gonna be doing that. She would say, ma'am, I'm so sorry, but do you have a pen and paper or a good email? I can email the 3 resources. So essentially, guys, we're still helping. Lord have mercy. I'm done for the night. This was great. I'm all riled up, y'all. I had a long day. I should be really tired, but as y'all see, when I get to talking about this and helping people and housing the homeless and the displaced and the needy, and when one day for many years people hid this from me, and when it changed my life, I said, Lord, I'll never keep this to myself ever again. I'm telling y'all, man, if you just joined us, God showed me a lady, y'all, that was making 41 grand a month doing this. But y'all, she was housing people in rats and roaches. And I said, wow, in rats and roaches mistreating people, you can make 41 grand? How do I get in this? People hid it from me, y'all, for a long time. Took 2 years and I lost 60 pounds trying to figure it out. But once I got it, I said, here we go. And God, here go my promise to you. I said, if you do it for me, God, I go all over the world and teach it. So guess what I do every day? I go all over the world and teach this, whether it's on radio, Clubhouse, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, speaking engagements, live engagements, in-person engagements, online engagements, talking about this model, how it can save people's lives, how it's to answer the affordable housing, and how you're doing God's work, because it's true ministry. Yes, it's a business. Yes, it involves real estate. But the Bible says, not Derek, that the poor and needy will always be among you. And it's up to us to take care of them, the poor, the needy, and the widow. And how do we do that? Through real estate. Who would have ever thought that we could do God's will through real estate? How cool is that? And that's what I like about it, that we can literally do God's will through something that you already want to be involved in anyway. Put a number 1 in the chat if you've always wanted to be involved in real estate. I'll be the first one. Put a number 1 in the chat right now if you've always wanted to be involved in real estate, through wholesaling, through buying, through flipping, through renting, through rental arbitrage. Put a number 1 in the chat if you always wanted to be involved in real estate. Well, here is the cheat code. Now we take that one asset and rent to multiple people. And tonight's title was What's Holding You Back? And again, if it was the coaching at the certain price point, I would take scholarship to 407-326-0086 and get our coaching for a crazy Black Friday price right now. That goes through the whole month of November. December 1st is back to its regular price. So again, as usual, I hope that I said something tonight that either spurred an idea or introduced you to a new concept when it comes to real estate, or I just gave you something to think about, to go back and talk to your family about. So if I can sum this up in about 18 seconds, tell them that you saw this guy on YouTube that appears to love God, love people, and love real estate, and you could see it and you can feel it. But say that he talked about going to rent a house, a 4-bed, 2-bath home, and taking 8 people from homeless to hopeful, and they all have an income. So imagine $700 times 8 beds. That's just one example of what one of my houses could be. Guys, that's $5,600 a month that you're able to make in this new way that we do real estate, which is called shared housing or an independent living facility. And then some of us do private rooms where we're not putting 2 beds per room. And it might just be that 1 bed. So no matter what model you choose, remember that this is ministry. It involves real estate, the love of God, and social services, all wrapped into one. So again, if you love God, if you love people, and if you love real estate, this is it. And we encourage you to let's have a strategy call, discovery call, that's free. Make sure you watch our webinar first, and that's by texting the phrase more info, MOREINFO. Just text more info to 407-326-0086, and you immediately get it. They'll ask you for your name and your email, and boom, you can download it and watch it. After watching it, let's have a call to talk about how can we be a change in your city, especially if you want the coaching. Now, if it's just general questions, please bring it right here to YouTube so that we can all learn together. So every time I come here and be answering these questions, it comes from y'all. So thank y'all. Okay. So make sure that you bring all questions to YouTube, text them in, write them in, email them in. And that's how I kind of create this content for you all. It ain't just from me. It's from what you guys are asking. So again, tonight's topic was what's holding you back? And my prayer is that nothing holds you back, right? Because God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind to make decisions and to house the homeless. I just kind of add that part at the end, y'all. I ain't trying to add to the Bible, but that's my little ending to that. Because I want to make sound decisions in life, y'all. A lot of the mistakes that we make in life sometimes because the decision wasn't sound. Don't raise your hand. Don't put a number in the chat. But I pray that God allows you all this week to make sound decisions, as always, give you the mind of Christ and give you an able body to do what he's called you to do. It's hard to do God's will, y'all, without the mind of Christ and an able body. So I pray for both of them every day. God, give me the strength of Samson, of 10 strong men. Let nothing be wrong with me, God. My blood pressure, my blood sugar, my weight, my brain, my kidneys, my heart. I go to naming all of the major stuff, my liver, my blood cells. God, keep me healthy because, God, I don't want to be useless to you. God, if you let my health go down, I'm going to be useless to you. See how that puts a little pressure back on God and remind him of his word? God, you said that I'm here from the top of my head to the soles of my feet, that if I ask it, you will give it to me. So I quote all of this stuff. I'll recommend y'all do that. Ask God to give you an able body every day and the mind of Christ. Speak against dementia, Alzheimer's, memory loss, or cloudiness. Some of us just get cloudy because so much is going on in life. But the devil is a liar. You will fulfill all the days of your life, and you will do what God has called you to do. I speak that over you, myself, and my family. Receive that for yourself, because the devil is a liar, y'all. He see you trying to do this. He can see too. And the closer you get, or every time you try to do this thing that's going to help people, May not even be this, but the devil try to get in the way. But the devil is a liar today. So my prayer is that he back off of you, right? Pray that God increase in you and you decrease, and that you can see clearly that you walk by faith, not by sight. And again, I pray against cloudiness. A lot of you guys are frustrated. You're angry. You're mad. I went through all of this last week. I'm just being super transparent. Cloudiness, can't think straight because you're so frustrated, so angry. Things didn't go the way you thought. Bills are piling up. Job ain't paying what you're worth. Hadn't got started with this ILF yet. All of these things. But I pray against cloudiness because God is not the God of confusion. So this week, starting right now, your thoughts are clear. The devil is under your feet. He has no place in your life, your business, or your family. In fact, Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown tonight. Thank you for the ability to give what you gave me. Father God, by the precious Holy Spirit, bring all of this information back to their remembrance. But God, probably most importantly, allow them to move at the speed of instruction to do it. God, you did not give us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. So today I speak life into these people's program. God, even the one that started the program a while ago and want to reinvigorate it, I speak life back into that thing. And God, for the people that want to start right now afresh today, God, I ask before they ever even get the first set of keys to that place, that you bless their program. You bless the people that live in it, and you give them every resource that they need, every social worker, every case manager, and the right tenants at the right time. Because God, we want to avoid the knucklehead, because we don't want people that want to duck out on the rent, want to break rules, and not follow the rules of the house. But God, send us good people that need a place to live and that are begging and praying to you every night for a nice, clean, safe place to live. God, merge us together with those kind of people that want to change their life and allow us to be a part of it. And God, and when you do that, because you will, we'll give you every glory, every honor, and all the praise, because it's all due to you anyway. God, we are nothing without you, but with you, we can do all things because it's Christ that strengthens us. So God, again, we say thank you. God, we appreciate you. And God, let us not fall weary doing well-doing, because everybody that want to do this, God, this is well-doing. Allow us not to fall weary doing that. God, give these people the mind of Christ. Give them an able body, and God, bless their finances. God, it's hard to do your will sometimes when we broke. Oh, God, help their finances. Bring the right sources, bring the right resources to them, God, and finances is a big one. So God, release every financial resource to these people so that they can do what you called them to do. And God, not only do that, but allow us and them to be a good steward over it. Allow us not to squander it, but to do what you've called us to do. God, the devil is a liar today. He has no place in our life, our business, or our family. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. You guys be great. Don't wait to be great. And we'll see you guys next week, Saturday. Actually, Saturday coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern. Also, don't forget to join the free ILF Academy. Big shout out to all of the new families that just joined us. A lot of you all are purchasing the coaching during this crazy sale. So again, congratulations to all of you all. In fact, when I come on Saturday, I'm going to shout you guys out individually by the family name. But again, it's a lot of you all that are taking advantage of the coaching. Some of you guys are getting the DIY. Some of you guys are getting the accelerator, but a lot of you guys are getting the ILF Mastery Blueprint. We appreciate that. Thank you for trusting me and my family. And thank you to everybody that's not afraid of the camera and allow us to come and shoot you guys on camera and show the world in terms of what you're doing. We really appreciate that. It also helps our brand and people trust us. But more importantly, it gets the word out about who you guys are as well. So we appreciate that. But again, you guys be great. Don't wait to be great. And we'll see you guys Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know, there are 4 different ways to get into what we do. The first way is absolutely free by joining us every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday right here on our YouTube channel. Monday and Tuesdays are at 6 p.m. Eastern, and Saturdays are at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's the free way. The next way is our ILF Mastery Blueprint, which is our one-on-one coaching, and we'll talk more about that here in a minute, but that's our hand-holding coaching, as we would call it. We walk you step by step, and it's called the ILF Mastery Blueprint. The next version of how to get into what we do is called the ILF Accelerator. That's a 6-month program for people that may not need the one-on-one coaching for an extended amount of time. And then the very last one is called our do-it-yourself version, where we give you all the material, all the content, and everything that you need to get started. And you can do it at your own pace. And it's called our do-it-yourself version. So Dennis, in this independent living facility model, right, which y'all call ILFs, what kind of residents can I house in this kind of model? David, that's a great question. And that's actually what makes the ILF model so great, is because it's flexible. So prime example, you can house military veterans, elderly adults, women that are escaping domestic violence, and the list goes on and on and on. So Dennis, where do you get your residents from? I see you guys on TikTok and Facebook, you guys getting all of these houses. Like, where in the world are you getting these people from? Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. Forston Consultants teaches us to use social media such as Instagram, Facebook to let people know who we are, what we do, but probably most importantly, who do we serve? And we do that very consistently. So every day, 7 days a week, there's something being posted about what we do and who we serve, but also building relationships with social workers and case managers. Again, letting them know who we are, what we do, and most importantly with them, that we're available. Dennis, how in the world are you able to do this without a license, bro? David, remember the reason why we don't need a license, because remember, the clients that we serve, they're independent. So that means that they can take their own medications, they can provide their own transportation, and they can cook and provide their own food. Dennis, man, you seem to know a lot about this independent living stuff, man. How do you know so much? Well, first of all, I graduated from Forston Consultants University, and I have a master's degree in independent living facilities. And I join the Forston crew every Monday on YouTube at 6 p.m. Eastern. They go live, and that guy Derek, man, he give the game away. So I'm always there. So Dennis, what in the world are the requirements to get started with something like this? The only requirement for this, David, is a big heart for God, his people, and the love for real estate. That's it. And bro, don't think I ain't listening, because I am listening. But where can I find more information like this at, man? Because I really want to get started, man. David, if I were you, I'd follow Derek Forston on Facebook and TikTok, and then I'd follow Forston Consultants on everything else in terms of Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. Again, really slowly, David, because you're hard-headed. I'd follow Derek Forston at Facebook on his personal page. I'd follow him on TikTok, but I will also follow Forston Consultants on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget, David. Hey, Dennis, man, I really appreciate that, man. I'm going to do exactly what you told me to do. I'm going to follow Forston Consultants on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. No